The void beyond the stars had always been a canvas of quiet menace, a tapestry woven with the whispers of civilizations too vast and too ancient to understand fully. Humanity had watched from the edge for centuries, listening to the hum of alien engines and the silent drift of colossal warships that made even suns seem insignificant. The debt they owed had been measured not in coin or currency, but in survival. Countless colonies destroyed, countless lives taken, countless lessons etched in fire and ice. And now, at last, the time had come to repay it. The human fleet moved with a precision that belied the chaos of the universe around it. Each vessel, a monument to human engineering and ingenuity, pulsed with energy fields that glimmered like woven starlight. Sensors scanned the darkness, calculating every possible trajectory, every gravitational anomaly, every flicker of alien presence. Human pilots did not merely fly, they danced through the void, tracing arcs that alien minds could scarcely predict. Every decision, every maneuver, was a calculated strike at centuries of oppression and oversight. Beneath the sleek armor of the ships, systems whispered and hummed, AI guiding weapons with subtle intelligence, anticipating enemy movements as though reading their intentions before they themselves were formed. Humans had learned to merge instinct with technology, to become both master and conduit of their creations. And in that fusion lay the power to challenge the impossible. Even as distant alien scouts tried to pierce the shrouded formations, they found themselves deceived by decoys, drawn into invisible traps, or rendered blind by electromagnetic ripples that seemed almost sentient in their precision. In the quiet spaces between the stars, moments of reflection persisted. Humans looked at the void not with fear, but with contemplation. Memories of colonies lost, of innocence taken, of the quiet endurance of those left behind, flickered like distant lights in their minds. It was this moral depth, the understanding that every act carried weight beyond survival, that shaped their strategy, lending them an edge that no alien weapon, no cosmic anomaly, could fully counter. And when the first strikes fell, they were not merely explosions or fire. They were statements, carved into the void. Humanity would not bow, humanity would not forget, and humanity would make its mark indelibly upon the galaxy. Energy arcs tore through alien formations, shielding fields crumbled under coordinated volleys, and the very mechanics of space itself seemed to bend in response to human will. The enemies had underestimated the depth of human resolve, mistaking their patience for weakness, their contemplation for inaction. Above it all, the stars bore witness. Light glinted off the hulls of human warships, casting reflections that danced across shattered alien vessels like a cosmic symphony. And in that luminous choreography, one truth shone clearer than all else: the galaxy was about to learn, with stark and unrelenting clarity, that debts left unpaid for centuries were not forgotten, they were merely being accounted. In the silence between battles, as humanity's engines thrummed steadily against the cold, a quiet confidence settled over the fleet. They were not seeking revenge for its own sake, nor glory for themselves. They were claiming what was theirs, repaying what had long been owed, and reminding every corner of the universe that humans endured, adapted, and when pressed beyond measure, became unstoppable. The galaxy held its breath, unaware that the storm it had ignored for so long was already upon it. The human fleet advanced deeper into the uncharted sectors, where alien signals had once dominated and human transmissions were forbidden, erased from every map and memory. Vast armadas of the galactic collective waited beyond the nebulous veils of distant star systems, their formations rigid, precise, and confident. They had long assumed superiority, believing the humans scattered and fragmented, too weak to challenge the collective might of 1,000 worlds. They were wrong. Every ship in the human fleet was a calculated measure of both ingenuity and desperation, a testament to centuries of preparation and silent endurance. Each vessel glowed with energy conduits that pulsed like the lifeblood of the fleet itself, and the hum of engines was a song of inevitability that resonated across the empty void. Scanners picked up alien warships at the edge of visual range, serpentine vessels with hulls of unknown alloys, bristling with energy weapons and shield arrays that shimmered in menacing patterns. Yet humans did not hesitate. In the command bridges, officers traced precise arcs of movement, predicting enemy maneuvers before they occurred. Pilots adjusted their courses subtly, weaving through gravitational anomalies and asteroid fields with a grace that seemed almost impossible. Their small corrections multiplying into the perfection of a fleet-wide ballet. Drones detached from carrier vessels, swarming like flares of living light, drawing enemy attention while leaving humans invisible to the most sophisticated targeting grids. The first contact erupted in a burst of light and fire that illuminated the darkness of space. Alien vessels unleashed cascades of plasma and directed energy, their intent unmistakable, annihilation before human ships could reach effective range. But the humans had prepared for this. Shield matrices flexed and redistributed power in microseconds, absorbing strikes that would have vaporized lesser ships. Countermeasures spiraled outward. False signatures confounding targeting systems, and drones executed precise strikes on critical weapon nodes. Humanity did not merely respond, they orchestrated a symphony of destruction, each maneuver a note in a grander composition of war. Amid the battle, human ingenuity revealed its true depth. Strategic drones infiltrated the alien network, emitting subtle electromagnetic pulses that caused weapon systems to misfire, while deep penetration torpedoes found gaps in the alien hulls previously considered impenetrable. Each action was a reflection of countless experiments and simulations, a knowledge born not just of technology, but of human intuition, improvisation, and moral clarity. Whereas alien commanders relied on rigid protocol and predictable tactics, humans adapted in real time, blending instinct with logic, creating opportunities out of chaos. Between volleys of fire and cascading energy blasts, quiet moments persisted within the human ships. In observation decks and tactical rooms, crews glimpsed the abyss and considered what they were defending, not just colonies or territories, but principles, the unquantifiable dignity that defined humanity itself. Every victory was measured not only by enemy losses but by the affirmation of human resilience, courage, and unity. These pauses in the maelstrom were more than reflection, they were reminders of purpose. The emotional fuel that transformed tactical precision into unstoppable momentum, the alien fleets, once confident in their superiority, began to falter. Command ships blinked with confusion, unable to account for human unpredictability. Squadrons found themselves outmaneuvered, outthought, and increasingly vulnerable to devastating volleys. Space itself seemed to bend under the tactical genius of humanity, the void a canvas on which the fleet painted patterns of controlled destruction. Alien pride, so long unshakable, cracked under the relentless pressure of coordinated intellect, audacious strategy, and unyielding determination. As the battle continued, the human commanders did not celebrate. Their eyes were fixed on the larger objective, to reclaim the galaxy's respect and exact the long-delayed justice that had been denied for centuries. Every destroyed alien vessel, every tactical victory, was a step closer to a future where humanity would be acknowledged not as a minor player, but as a force whose presence alone demanded recognition and caution. And as the distant stars glimmered above the war-torn expanse, the humans advanced with unshakable certainty, knowing that this was only the beginning, that the galaxy would soon learn what it meant to underestimate the enduring, adaptive, and unstoppable spirit of humanity. The human fleet pressed onward, deeper into the heart of alien-controlled space, where the void itself seemed heavier, as if the universe recognized the significance of what was unfolding. Nebulae glowed in iridescent hues, reflecting off the sleek hulls of human vessels, casting shadows that danced like ghosts of battles yet to come. Alien sensors flickered and strained, attempting to discern the scale and intent of the human advance, but every calculation was met with unpredictability. The humans moved not as individuals, but as a singular organism, each ship a neuron in a vast, sentient body, coordinating through a blend of advanced AI and instinctual leadership honed over centuries of hardship. The first line of enemy reinforcements emerged from the darkness, hundreds of serpentine cruisers, their hulls engraved with intricate energy conduits and alien runes that glowed ominously. They converged with precision, their commanders certain that the humans would break, that the centuries of technological superiority would finally claim a decisive victory. But humanity had prepared for this. Every angle had been anticipated, every potential weakness fortified. Forward vessels released clouds of adaptive decoys, shimmering and shifting like liquid mirrors, drawing the alien fire harmlessly into the void. Missile volleys, designed to target predictable signatures, failed repeatedly against the humans' continuously shifting formations within the command decks of the human warships. Officers worked with fluid coordination. Tactical simulations ran in real time, predicting enemy adjustments even as the aliens themselves adapted, creating a feedback loop that humans had mastered over countless trials. Pilots executed complex maneuvers, threading their ships through dense asteroid fields and electromagnetic storms with mathematical precision, using every natural hazard as a weapon against the pursuing fleets. Even the vacuum of space became a tool. Gravitational anomalies were exploited to amplify speed, redirect weapon fire, and disrupt enemy formations in ways that seemed almost supernatural to those who had never experienced human ingenuity firsthand. The battle intensified as the first direct clashes occurred. Alien energy beams lanced across space, carving arcs of destructive light toward human vessels. But the humans met them with layered shield matrices, each vessel capable of redistributing energy instantaneously to reinforce weak points or reflect attacks into the enemy lines. Torpedoes equipped with intelligent guidance systems slipped past alien defenses, finding seams in armor and igniting chain reactions that reduced cruisers to drifting wreckage. The humans did not merely fight, they choreographed a deadly dance, exploiting the arrogance and predictability of their foes at every turn. Amid the chaos, the human crews displayed a depth of resilience that no AI or alien protocol could replicate. Medics coordinated treatment of wounded pilots mid-battle, engineers adapted failing systems on the fly, and command officers made instantaneous moral decisions, weighing the cost of action versus inaction with an intuition that defied any algorithm. Each moment of reflection, each calculated risk, fed into the broader strategy, transforming humanity's tenacity and moral clarity into tactical dominance. As alien command ships faltered under relentless assault, the humans initiated their secondary operations. Electronic warfare units infiltrated alien communications, sowing confusion and misinformation. Autonomous drones executed surgical strikes against critical infrastructure, rendering entire sectors of the alien fleet ineffective without a single conventional battle. The aliens had underestimated not only human technology but human creativity, the ability to adapt, to improvise, and to strike in ways that no rigid doctrine could anticipate. Through it all, the human fleet maintained cohesion, a web of coordination and mutual trust that bound ships together in purpose and strategy. Even when surrounded, even when faced with overwhelming odds, their confidence never wavered. They understood that this war was not merely about survival, it was about asserting the undeniable fact that humanity would not be subjugated, that centuries of oppression and dismissal had forged a species capable of turning near extinction into an instrument of galaxy-wide transformation. By the time the dust of the initial engagement settled, alien fleets were scattered, their formations fractured and demoralized. Human vessels glided through the remnants like hunters through a forest, precise, relentless, and unyielding. The galaxy had witnessed the emergence of a force unlike any it had known, not merely strong, not merely clever, but fundamentally indomitable. And as human commanders looked toward the horizon of stars, they saw not just the path of war but the dawning of a new era, one where humanity's presence alone would command respect, fear, and awe across the cosmos. The void of space stretched endlessly before the human fleet, a canvas of darkness punctuated by the distant glimmer of stars and the faint, ominous pulse of alien installations. Here, in the uncharted territories, the very fabric of the galaxy seemed to resist their presence, yet the humans pressed on with unyielding determination. Each vessel moved with purpose, its hulls bristling with adaptive weaponry, shield conduits rippling with energy, engines humming in synchronization like the heartbeat of a single, colossal organism. The aliens, watching from every hidden quadrant, could not anticipate the audacity of a species so underestimated, a species that had learned to thrive under the harshest conditions, that had turned every disadvantage into an advantage. The first wave of the Empire's elite forces struck without warning, a constellation of colossal dreadnoughts. Their surfaces etched with pulsating glyphs and energy nodes designed to obliterate entire squadrons in a single salvo. Yet the humans anticipated every strike, dispersing into formations that seemed chaotic, but were in fact a tapestry of calculated deception. Swarms of automated drones peeled away from carrier ships, weaving complex patterns that disrupted targeting arrays and drew fire away from the main fleet. Gravitational anomalies near pulsars were exploited, catapulting human frigates into positions the enemy had deemed impossible to reach. Every movement was deliberate, each maneuver a testament to the fusion of human intuition and technology that no alien mind could fully comprehend. As volleys of plasma and ionized beams lit the darkness, human ships responded with fluid precision. Shields flexed dynamically, redistributing energy from reinforced nodes to weakened points, absorbing attacks that would have shattered lesser crafts. Countermeasures created mirages of entire squadrons, confusing sensors and weapon locks. Torpedoes with self-correcting guidance systems slithered through the chaos, striking alien command ships at critical junctions, detonating with controlled fury that reduced Titanic vessels to drifting husks. Every calculated destruction sent ripples of fear through the alien ranks, undermining the rigid confidence that had once defined their command. In the heart of the chaos, human commanders remained calm, their minds a blend of instinct and experience. On observation decks, officers traced the ebb and flow of battle, predicting alien responses before they occurred. Engineers patched breaches mid-conflict, rerouting energy, reinforcing armor, and improvising solutions that no pre-programmed system could execute. Medics tended to the injured even as the hulls trembled from external impacts, every action executed with the singular purpose of preserving the fleet's momentum. The humans fought not only with weaponry, but with resolve, courage, and an unwavering belief that the galaxy underestimated them at its own peril, amid the larger engagement. Squads of stealth frigates executed surgical strikes against alien supply convoys and sensor arrays. Cloaked drones infiltrated communication networks, inserting disinformation that caused internal conflict among enemy vessels, forcing them to question orders and hesitate at crucial moments. Each act of deception was as lethal as any laser barrage, demonstrating a mastery of both technology and strategy that was uniquely human. The aliens, despite their overwhelming size and firepower, began to falter, not from lack of strength, but from the unpredictability and ingenuity that defined humanity's approach to conflict. In quieter moments between assaults, crews glimpsed the vast emptiness around them, reflecting on the stakes of their mission. This was not merely a battle for territory or resources, it was a demonstration of human resolve, a testament to the indomitable spirit that had carried a species from a fragile planet to the edges of the galaxy. Each act of bravery, each calculated maneuver, was a statement that humanity could not be coerced, manipulated, or destroyed without exacting consequences beyond comprehension. The stars themselves seemed to bear witness to their audacity, scattering light across the battlefield as though marking the rise of an unstoppable force. As the skirmishes intensified into full-scale confrontation, alien formations began to crumble. Dreadnoughts once thought invincible now drifted lifelessly, their crews disoriented, unable to comprehend the unorthodox tactics that had brought them low. The human fleet pressed onward with relentless precision, exploiting every vulnerability, converting chaos into opportunity, and transforming the battlefield into a symphony of controlled devastation. The galaxy's once proud empire realized that the humans were not merely participants in war, they were architects of inevitability, bending the universe itself to the will of an unyielding species. By the time the last of the first major engagement subsided, the human fleet glided through the remnants of the alien armada like hunters through a shattered forest, each vessel a testament to ingenuity, courage, and unity. The Empire's arrogance had been shattered, replaced by an uneasy fear, a recognition that the humans were no longer to be underestimated. And as distant stars shimmered across the dark expanse, humanity advanced with unwavering resolve, proving that their defiance, intellect, and moral courage were forces capable of reshaping the destiny of entire galaxies. The galaxy seemed to hold its breath as the human fleet advanced deeper into the Empire's heart. Stars shimmered against the endless void, casting ghostly light across the warships as they moved with lethal grace, each vessel a culmination of centuries of ingenuity, adaptability, and defiance. Alien sensors struggled to keep pace. Their algorithms designed for rigid formations, incapable of predicting the fluid, almost instinctive patterns the humans employed. Every ship, every pilot, every officer worked in harmony, a vast network of thought and action that blurred the line between technology and intuition. The first of the Empire's supercarriers appeared, colossal in scale, their hulls adorned with intricate energy conduits that pulsed like veins of living metal. These leviathans had been thought untouchable, or machines capable of annihilating fleets with a single strike. Yet the humans did not falter. Drones detached silently, swarming like clouds of metallic hornets, embedding themselves in the supercarrier's armor and disrupting systems from within. Explosions erupted along the hulls, light cascading into the void as structural breaches opened in impossible patterns. The Empire's commanders, confident in their superior firepower, found themselves facing unpredictability on a scale they could not comprehend. Missile barrages and plasma beams streaked across the battlefield, converging in chaotic arcs, yet the humans met them with layered defenses and adaptive tactics. Shield matrices shifted dynamically, reflecting energy, absorbing impacts, and dispersing kinetic force. Countermeasures projected holographic fleets that danced and shimmered, drawing fire away from the real vessels. Tactical frigates threaded through asteroid belts and gravitational eddies. Using cosmic phenomena as natural weapons, slingshotting past the enemy to strike at weak points. Every move was precise, yet unpredictable, exploiting the arrogance and assumptions of the alien forces. Within the human command ships, officers orchestrated the chaos like conductors of a symphony. Real-time simulations projected multiple contingencies, each adjusted instantly as the battle evolved. Engineers rewired failing systems mid-combat, turning near catastrophes into opportunities. Pilots executed maneuvers that defied standard physics, harnessing gravitational anomalies, micro-wormholes, and electromagnetic storms to gain instantaneous advantage. Medics navigated war-torn decks, ensuring that human resilience remained intact, that each life preserved contributed to the momentum of the fleet. Humanity fought not just with machines, but with courage, ingenuity, and an unshakable moral resolve that inspired every soldier, pilot, and commander. Amidst the chaos, small strike teams carried out surgical interventions. Stealth frigates infiltrated the heart of alien fleets, sabotaging command nodes and communication hubs. Autonomous drones executed perfectly synchronized strikes on supply lines, crippling enemy logistics without warning. The aliens, despite their overwhelming size and firepower, were destabilized not merely by the humans' weapons, but by their unpredictability. Their willingness to improvise, to adapt, and to turn every perceived disadvantage into a tactical edge. The battle reached a crescendo as human forces encircled the Empire's flagship, a massive vessel bristling with weapons and shielded by layers of energy fields thought impenetrable. Torpedoes equipped with self-guided intelligence slipped through defensive gaps, striking critical junctions and causing cascading failures. Energy beams cut through the void like scythes, dismantling alien formations. The flagship shuddered under the relentless assault, its crew overwhelmed by tactics they could not anticipate, its authority over the battlefield evaporating, even as destruction reigned across the alien fleet. The humans maintained cohesion. Communication remained flawless, strategy unbroken, each captain aware of the broader objective and their role within it. The galaxy had never witnessed such coordinated ingenuity, such fearless determination, where every individual act of brilliance compounded into a decisive, overwhelming force. Humanity's mastery of both technology and instinct had transformed them from a seemingly insignificant species into an unstoppable vector of consequence. As the dust of battle settled, remnants of the alien armada drifted silently through the void, their formations shattered, their morale in ruins. Human vessels glided through the wreckage, a testament to precision, courage, and adaptability. The Empire, once arrogant and unchallenged, now faced a species whose will, intellect, and moral resolve could not be contained. Humanity's presence alone had rewritten the rules of engagement, and the galaxy would remember this moment as the turning point when the underestimated became the undeniable masters of war, ingenuity, and defiance. The remnants of the alien fleet scattered like startled birds, but the human armada pressed forward with relentless purpose, each vessel a beacon of defiance and calculated menace. The void itself seemed to bend under the collective presence of humanity, as though the very cosmos recognized the audacity of a species that had clawed its way from a fragile blue world to command entire star systems. Every movement was deliberate, every strategy a blend of instinct, experience, and unyielding intellect, executed with a precision that no alien mind could hope to predict or counter. In the heart of the battle, colossal dreadnoughts collided with human frigates in moments of titanic impact. Yet even in destruction, the humans adapted. Explosions became opportunities, ruptured armor panels revealed hidden weapon caches, damaged engines were rerouted to provide unexpected bursts of maneuverability, and failing shields were reinforced by microreactors designed for rapid deployment. The aliens' most sophisticated technologies, gravity wells, plasma lances, and energy dampeners, were neutralized not just by firepower but by tactics so unorthodox that their creators could scarcely conceive them. The humans had learned to turn chaos into an ally, improvisation into strategy, and raw ingenuity into the deadliest weapon of all. Stealth frigates darted through gravitational eddies and debris fields, striking at command vessels and sensor arrays with surgical precision. Autonomous drones infiltrated alien networks, feeding false coordinates, creating phantom fleets, and triggering internal confusion that shattered formations from within. Even the Empire's most disciplined crews faltered, their confidence replaced by uncertainty and fear, their meticulously planned assaults undone by the unpredictable brilliance of humanity. Every action, every maneuver, every calculated risk compounded into an unstoppable momentum that carried the fleet ever closer to the heart of enemy space. Amid the chaos, human crews exhibited a level of resilience and courage that bordered on legend. Pilots executed impossible maneuvers, engineers repaired systems mid-battle with astonishing speed, and medics salvaged lives even as hulls shuddered under the fury of alien fire. Strategy was executed not merely with machines or calculations, but with moral clarity, a refusal to yield, a commitment to preserve life and mission above all, a principle that lent the humans an edge no weapon alone could provide. Each small act of brilliance, each fearless decision, became part of a tapestry that alien commanders could neither read nor counter. The final confrontation loomed as the human armada approached the Empire's capital cluster. A nexus of energy, command, and symbolism. Massive orbital fortresses bristled with weaponry, planetary defense grids hummed with lethal potential, and the aliens' elite strike fleets formed a seemingly impenetrable barrier. Yet the humans advanced with unwavering resolve. Tactical vectors shifted with fluid precision, exploiting blind spots, gravitational anomalies, and timing calculated with near-prescient intuition. Torpedoes carved new paths through space, plasma barrages disrupted energy fields, and swarms of drones neutralized internal systems before the main assault even began. At the apex of engagement, the flagship of the Empire, a vessel thought indestructible, was surrounded. Its shield strained beyond limits by relentless, unpredictable pressure. Human commanders coordinated across light minutes of distance, synchronizing attacks and feints with a rhythm that defied alien understanding. In a calculated crescendo, torpedoes with adaptive guidance pierced the flagship's hull at critical junctions, triggering cascading failures that reverberated across the surrounding fleet. Explosions illuminated the void, revealing the scale of the humans' mastery, an orchestration of destruction and precision that left even distant observers in awe. As silence slowly fell over the battlefield, the remnants of the Empire's forces drifted like drifting specters, their confidence shattered. Their command broken. Human ships glided through the debris with disciplined grace, a living testament to strategy, ingenuity, and moral fortitude. Across the galaxy, from uncharted systems to core worlds, whispers spread of a species that refused to be dominated, that turned every threat into opportunity, every disadvantage into power, and every challenge into a stage for brilliance. Humanity had not merely survived, they had reshaped the destiny of entire civilizations, and as the stars glimmered against the dark void, the human fleet pressed onward, unyielding, unstoppable, and eternal in their defiance. The galaxy would never forget the day humans refused to kneel.